and welcome to another episode of British Carping. In the video you're about to watch, you'll see me and Jimmy on the banks of Astwood Fishery, where we're filming for the Astwood Fishery campaign. Now, in part one, I'm going to be doing a few voiceovers just to explain to you the general tactics we used, the rigs we used, and the bait mix we used. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy part one of the campaign. Thank you. When we arrived at the fishery, we decided to have a 20 to 30 minute walk around to try and work out which lake was the best to go on to get a few bites. Now, we quickly worked out that Bluebell was definitely the lake to go on, as we saw the most signs of fish on Bluebell, and also a lot more people were catching on Bluebell compared to the people on the other lakes. In fact, an angler actually caught a 19-pound 9-ounce carp about 20 minutes before we arrived, so we quickly worked out that Bluebell was definitely the lake to go on. Once we established which lake we were going to go on, we then had to decide which side of the lake to go on. Now, we decided to go on the right hand side of the lake because, one, we saw the most signs of fish on the right hand side of the lake. There's a lot more fish showing on that side of the lake, and also the wind was pushing that way, and there's quite a few features to cast doing the pegs on the right hand side of the lake. So once we decided which side of the lake to go on, we then had to choose a swim to go in and a peg to go on. I decided to go on peg 25 because, one, there was quite a few features to cast in peg 25. There was an overhanging tree on the far bank, and there was an overhanging tree in the left hand margins, and also the wind was pushing towards peg 25, and there was quite a few fish showing in peg 25. So once I decided which peg I was going to go into, I then got the marker led straight out there, and I found a nice clear clay area on my long line, and then I did lead around in my margin swim to see how deep it was, and it was the perfect depth to try and, the perfect depth where I thought the fish would feel safe in. So once I found a spot to fish over, I then got some bait straight out there, got the rigs out there, and basically what you're about to watch is what happened, and all my tactics came together and I managed to catch a few fish. So yeah, stay tuned for the next voiceover.
My net or your net?
Yeah, your net.
What, are you going to bring it to it?
The rig that I used to catch the little cracker was just a little topped off boilie blowback rig fixed in conjunction with a little PVA bag hooked onto the hook, and the PVA bag was full of micro pellets and 4mm pellets. This was to prevent tangles and put a little bit of attraction around the hook bait and help draw the fish towards the hook bait. And it was fished over a bait mix which consisted of sweet corn, 4mm pellets and micro pellets, and it was fished towards an overhanging tree on the opposite bank. So yeah, stay tuned.
Alright then, so just had this beauty. The bite was pretty weird, to be honest with you. We were tying a surface rig and it's just like a beep beep beep. Picked it up. Thought it was quite big at first, but then it went it felt like a bream, to be honest with you, and then it went crazy in the margins. So I'll say this is about £5, caught on a little topped off boilie blowback rig, fished over sweet corn, 4mm fishery pellets and micro pellets, give them something to just keep them guessing, don't get them used to one bait, and yeah, pretty nice carp. For some reason its mouth's bleeding, but I don't know why that is. So yeah, I'm going to slip it back now, get a picture of it first, and then yeah, try and catch another one. Well, it's nearly dark now, and Jimmy's just hooked into his first carp. I think it might be bigger than mine. It's bullshit. Fishing towards an island. Keep on bringing it in. If he goes for it, loosen the clutch. I loosened the clutch off too much and it managed to bring him towards my net.
Jimmy caught the lever on again a little topped off boilie blowback rig, fished in conjunction with a little PV back, and this time he was fishing it towards an island. He didn't really feed the swim with much bait, he was just fishing single hook baits, and within about 50 minutes of him putting out there, absolutely roared off with a little leather carp. So yeah, it was quite a good result. Stay tuned again. Thank you.
Right now,
Alright, Gareth's second fish of the night.
down the edge.
Was this one down the edge?
Yeah.
Do you want me to let it?
No, I've got it. He's having a go there.
They're doing it, to be fair, that one.
Oh, shit. No, this is bigger.
Do you want me to net it?
No, I've got him.
We've got to get a double figured one tonight, guys. Yeah, that's that. That could be the one that was on the surface down there. What was this on?
Sweet corn. Quickly down, sweet corn blowback.
Yeah, nice. Yes. Yeah. Let's go and get a torch.
Oh, he's decent.
Torch.
Yeah.
Decent, yeah? That could be a double. That is a double. Definitely.
It's bigger than your one that you just had.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it might be an 8-pounder.
You what? Might not be a double.
I'm going to explain the rigs in the morning because literally I haven't had my tea yet. Right, move the
net.
I don't think he doubles, I think he might be just under. He gave me a good fight. Best fish of the year.
Yeah.
12 pound.
Look.
12 exactly, and I've done the scales as well. Set the scales. 12 pound. Give me for that, Jimmy.
Yep.
Can you actually see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I caught the third fish of the session, which we nicknamed the result because it was the biggest fish of the session at the time, down the edge under an overhanging tree. And the reason I fished under an overhanging tree is because I thought the fish might feel safe under the overhanging tree because of the cover, and I just feel that the fish might think that the anglers can't get to them under the overhanging tree. But if you cast accurately, you actually can. I caught it on a critically balanced blowback rig, fished over sweet corn for a visual aid, and forming pellets because they're used to feeding on them. And it weighed in at 12 pound. I caught it at between the hours of 6:30 and 7 o'clock. No, I can't actually remember the time we caught it. It was just really, well, it was an unexpected bite, basically. I was just about to have my tea, actually, and it just absolutely roared off. And yeah, it weighed in at £12. I didn't really get the chance to explain fish safety in the video because it was just really unexpected, to be honest with you. But I'll just tell you what I did for fish safety. Before I pulled the fish out of the water, I actually felt that the fins were flat, and I actually took the main net off the net pole just to make it easier to carry the fish from the water to the unhooking mat. I then had a bucket full of water at the side of the unhooking mat, so I used that to hydrate the fish. Yeah, I had a big unhooking mat just to protect the fish on the ground. Yeah, that's about it for fish safety. You just got to remember that before you pull all the fish out of the water, that its fins are flat. Before you weigh the fish, make sure its fins are flat, and just make sure you keep on hydrating the fish. Yeah, just fish safety is very important. You really do need to remember your fish safety when fishing. So yeah, that's enough from me. Stay tuned for the next fish of the session. Thank you.
Absolutely made up with this one. Honestly, absolutely outstanding. Biggest fish of the year, £12. Let's get a picture. Tell me if you can see me. You can see me? Can you see me?
No, that'll be why. Got the fucking lens on.
I can't see what it says, Jimmy. Light. Say that's 11.
£11. Oh, fucking hell, it's cold.
It's big, isn't it? Come on, you bastard. Can you see me?
I caught the fourth fish of the session, which we nicknamed the second result because it was the second biggest fish of the session, basically, on my long line, which is basically the same spot that I caught my 4 to 5 pound carp that you saw earlier in the session. It was fished about 8 to 9 rod lengths towards an overhanging tree, but I wasn't actually fishing under the overhanging tree because the depth under the overhanging tree was only 4 to 5 foot. And I thought the fish wouldn't really feed very comfortably in that depth of water because it was just a bit too shallow, and I thought the fish wouldn't feel very safe in that depth of water. So I decided to fish about a metre or two away from the overhanging tree and use the overhanging tree as a far bank marker, and I fished in about 7 to 8 foot of water over a nice clear clay area. I'm pretty sure it was clay. I did lead about, and it did feel very similar to the clay, so I thought I was fishing over clay. In fact, I was very convinced I was fishing over clay. I fed the swim again, as I told you, with the 4 or 5 pound. I fed the swim with sweet corn for a visual aid and formal pellets because the fish respond well to the formal pellets, and because the fish are used to feeding on the formal pellets. And I caught the fish on a little topped up boilie blowback rig because the reason I was fishing the topped up boilie blowback rig is because it was topped off with a bit of sweet corn to blend in with what I was feeding the swim. And I'm just really confident in the topped off boilie blower. It's just caught so many fish for me in the past. I was just really confident in that rig. It roared off at 12 at night, so again it was an unexpected bite, but it was a pleasant surprise, if you know what I mean. It was a really nice surprise because I really didn't think we were going to catch anything else in the night, so yeah, it's a very pleasant surprise. Sorry about the focusing. Jimmy, well, he was out of it basically. We couldn't film the fight because I tried waking him up. In fact, I didn't even have time to get my shoes on. I was just shouting at Jimmy. I played the fish into his swim, and I kept on trying to get him up, but he didn't get up until I actually got the fish in. And then when he did get up, the focusing on the cam wasn't very good, so sorry about that. But yeah, I got a few decent pictures which you will see now, so yeah, stay tuned for the fifth fish. 5th fish of the session. Thank you.
Oh fucking hell, it's cold.
I was not expecting that, were you?
No.
It's 12 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Right then, so I've just put that bream back and I said I was going to end the video, but Jimmy's just had what looks like a whopper at the moment on the waggler. Keep the bend in the rod, Jimmy, if you take that bend out. Right, loosen the clutch off if he goes for it, but not too much, like that much. Alright, I'm going to try and net it. I'll give you £8, I think. Okay, so there's Jimmy's prize, £8. Let's get a picture.
We're filming. Yeah.
Right, so I was meant to end the video, so I've just had this beauty down the edge on meat, absolutely roared off. If you saw the beginning of the fight, you couldn't believe how hard this fish is fighting.
but he is absolutely roaring off.
There's a ghost there.
Is it? Never caught a ghost. That's a good one. Walking back. Bring him up. I've got him. You film. Concentrate on film. You'll take pictures on that one. Film on that one.
Yeah, I'm filming on this one. You want to wait or?
Yeah, I am.
What you saying? Just on the right.
No, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. About the same, ain't they?
Yeah, £8. Right then, so just had this beauty on down the edge with meat on a little waggler setup. Absolutely made up with this one because I haven't actually caught a biggish fish on a waggler for 3 or 4 years now, so absolutely made up with this one. Let's get a few pictures, Jimmy. One.
Right, you're recording.
Right then, so let's slip this £8 ghosty back that caught down the edge on meat. Apps having basically the session of a lifetime, if I'm being honest with you. Some water. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Tilt that way, mate. Tilt that way. Hello and welcome to another episode of British Carping. As you can probably see, we're at Astwood Fishery. We're on Smoky Joe Lake at the moment. We are actually going to be fishing bluebell for the night, but we decided to come on Smoky Joe for an hour or two just to try a bit of surface fishing. We're here today for part 2 of the Astwood campaign. If you haven't seen part 1, you can see it here at this link right there. So yeah, as I said, we've come on Smoky for an hour or two to try a bit of surface fishing. Just quickly show you the rig and then I'll tell you a bit more about what we're going to be doing this session. So the rig is basically free lining, so £6 main line, coming down to £4 hook length, size 12 hook, and all I'm going to be doing is put a bit of bread around the hook, and I'm not going to be feeding them as such because they're already on the surface, so I don't need to put a lot of bait out there to get them on the surface. So I'm just going to be basically putting the hook bait straight in front of the fish's nose and stalking them basically. So my setup is a dwarf rod. It's a Nash dwarf rod. It's a £3 test curve and a Mega Force reel. I'm going to kill this swan in a sec, so if I stop filming, excuse me for that. So yeah, just dangle it in front of their face basically, and well, just takes a bit of time, but eventually one of them will take the hook bait and then you get one on. So yeah, that's my surface tactics. So I'm not feeding them, they're already on the surface because other people have obviously attracted them today because we've arrived quite late. It's about 6 o'clock now. We arrived at 5 o'clock because we're doing a 24-hour session, so we're going to have not a lot of today to fish, but we're going to have a lot the whole day tomorrow to fish. So yeah. Our tactics are then try a bit of surface fishing for an hour or two, then we're going to go on to bluebell, put some bait in the swim to draw the fish in and get them on the bottom for the night. We're going to be feeding the swim with the same bait as in part 1, sweet corn, 4mm pellets and micro pellets. and our rigs are basically the same again, topped up oily blowbacks and critically banned sweet corn blowbacks. So we bought quite a lot of bait from Frank, and yeah, that's basically it. Surface fish on here for an hour or two, go back on there, put some bait out, trap the fish into the swim, give them an hour or two to get on the bait, and then yeah, see if we can't catch a few in the night. So yeah, I'm going to get back to my surface fishing now. If I catch one, I'll get that on film. If I don't, I'll see you again later over on Bluebow for, well, I'll tower the rigs and stuff like that.
Snagged.
Still got it on. Filming.
Yeah.
F1. No. He's big. Decent. It's not that big actually. Small mirror. Wanted that again. Not the biggest. Still a carp. Haven't blanked. Let's slip it back. Try one more and then
Give us a go, innit?
In the video clip you were watching, I felt that I over-explained the rigs and tactics that I was using, so I've decided just to do a short voiceover just to give you a brief idea of the rigs, the tactics and the lake that I was fishing on. So the first thing I'll do is I'll explain the lake. Now early in the video I said that we were going to go on to Bluebow for the night, but whilst we were surf fishing on the Smoky Joe, we noticed that there was quite a few large carp showing in the rushes next to where we were surface fishing, and also whilst we were surface fishing, sometimes when we were on actually trying to surface fish, the bread would actually sink, and we would hook into quite a few large carp, but unfortunately they came straight off because we were relying on ourselves to hook into them. So what we decided to do is to move all the stuff onto Smoky Joe and fish on the opposite bank and fish towards the rushes where we saw the fish showing. Now before we set up the gear, we put about 5 to 6 handfuls about a metre away from the rushes. The reason we baited up a metre away from the rushes is to when we actually hook into a fish, it prevents them from going straight into the rushes and us losing the fish. So yeah, we baited a metre away with about 5 to 6 handfuls just to start the swim off, and then we left it for about an hour or two just to give the fish a chance to move into the swim and get on the feed without being under too much pressure. The reason that we decided to fish on the opposite bank is because we thought this would put less disturbance in the swim, and it would just basically prevent us from spooking the fish out of the swim because we were too close to the swim. So whilst we waited, whilst we gave the fish a chance to move in to the swim and get on the bait, we set the gear up, i.e. the bivvy, the bite alarms and stuff like that. And then an hour after we baited the swim, we got the rod straight out there. I put a rod on the rushes swim, and I also put a rod down my left hand margin just in case the rushes wouldn't produce a bite. And I also baited that swim with about 5 to 6 handfuls of bait and waited an hour as well for the same reason. The rig I decided to use in the session was a little topped up oily blowback rig, just basically because I'm really confident in that rig, and it just suited the bait I was feeding the swim as well, which was sweet corn, formal pellets and micro pellets. I was fishing the rig in conjunction with a little PVA bag. This was just to put a little bit of attraction around the hook bait, and it was also to prevent tangles, and it just basically helps the hook limb to kick away from the lead system, and it just improves the overall presentation of the rig, and it basically increases your chances of getting a bite and for the fish to pick the hook bait up basically. So yeah, that's basically it. I put one rod down there, the right hand margin, one rod towards the rushes, and about 20 minutes, 30 minutes after putting my right hand margin swim, unbelievably it was actually the margin swim that went off first, and I managed to land a nice carp, which you're about to see in the next clip. and yeah, to be honest with you, the rushes swim didn't produce any fish in the night, and I was a little bit surprised with that. But I did catch quite a few. Well, I caught about 3 to 4 fish down the right hand margin, but unfortunately I only got one on camera, and yeah, here it is.
So we got Gareth hooked into, we don't know what it is yet, on his margin rig.
Ooh.
Do you want me to net it or? Can't really see.
Right, so I have both rods on my long lines, but one went off, but I hooked into nothing. So I decided to put this rod down the edge, and it's absolutely broad up with what feels like a carp up to £10 maybe. I think it's just aggressive small fish, to be honest. Oh, it's going into my second rod. You focus, Jimmy. Keep on focusing.
I am. I'm filming you, but I'm trying to get the light in as well.
Fucking hell, he's going for it, man, ain't he? I'm trying to watch British Airways, B. Come on, mate. They do fight a lot harder on Smoky Joe's.
Do they?
Yeah. Just keep the bend in the rod, and when you feel he wants to go, let some line out. But as soon as you feel it tire again, tighten up your clutch. And oh, he's going for my second rod. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, flipping out.
Nah, you missed.
I'm gonna let him have it. Try and tie himself out. Yeah, he's tired. Oh no. See what I mean? He's trying to trick us. The bastard. Making us think he's tired out, but then he absolutely roars off again. He's got a nice fish. Nice and calm. Happy with that. Don't know how big he is. He doesn't look very big, does he?
I don't know. He looked alright. Not bad.
Well, maybe it's a bit bigger than I thought, actually. £10 maybe?
Yeah.
He's got some shoulders on him. Right. Do this properly this time. Step on the right bit. Could you do us a favour and turn that phone off?
What, just pause it?
Yeah. Or just turn it off either way.
I've just paused it. It's easier, you can jump back into bed then, can't you?
Am I in focus?
I'm trying to hold the torch and focus it as well, mate. It's quite hard.
It's got a bit of weight to it. Bring him over. And make sure it's definitely important to focus on the when we're getting this. We're looking at the fish, right? Do you want to get the second torch out of my bivvy? Just in case. You can see that? I'll get them. I'll have a torch. See it?
Yeah.
Focused?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it out now. See? Just had that one on a topped up oily blowback rig, anchored into the down the edge. Put about 2 or 3 handfuls of sweet corn, 4mm pellets and micro pellets over the top of it. I think you got a bite there, Jimmy.
So
Hasn't gone off yet. And yeah, roared off within 5 or so minutes, to be honest with you. Do you want to put that torch back on? It's got a big tail on him, that's why it's fighting so hard. Oh yes. Oh, £8 I reckon. Not going to say doubles. Ready to focus on the scales?
I need to
Ooh,
put a torch on it then
just under
focus.
£9.
Wait,
Just over 9.
let me see.
Got it?
No, the torch is too bright.
Got it yet? Have you already got it?
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to count it now. 9. Can you put the light on it? Right on it. There you go. I'll say £9, 8 ounces. £9, 8 ounces.
Nearly a double figure.
Normal, nearly.
Oh shit! I kicked over your water.
That water bottle's not the best.
I didn't even
Let's
know.
get a quick picture and then I'll get that margin rod out there. See what I mean by it's easier to fish down the edge? Get it down the back, straight back down there. It's got bloody bent thick. Okay, you filming? Okay. So I just had this absolute cracker down the edge on a topped up oily blowback rig, fished over sweet corn, 4mm pellets and micro pellets. Anchored it in about 20 minutes ago, carefully lowered it in, felt it down, put it on the rod rest and the bite lamp, put the bobbin on, and within 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes, it wasn't that long, absolutely roared off. The bite was absolutely ferocious. When I got to the rod, actually, the rod tip was absolutely whacked around, and it was actually taking line off the reel. And then didn't it take about 5 to 10 minutes to get in, Jimmy, would you say?
Yeah.
Because it just wouldn't stop fighting. Well, it tried to kind of trick us, to be honest with you. It made us think it was going to give up, then it just went on an absolute mad run again. So took a little while to get it in. Came £9, 8 ounces on the scale, so just under double figures, but to be honest with you, I don't really care. It's just an absolute cracker. So get a few pictures of this one and then slip it back. There you go. Ah, man. You need to film me at the end, remember?
Yeah, I am.
Cracking stuff.
Yeah, and?
Right, so it's morning now. We're still on Smoky Joe at the moment. Last night was a little bit weird, to be honest with you. It's quite hectic. We had 4 fish in the end down the edge on topped up oily blowback rigs, and Jimmy was fishing with a bottom bait, not a snot rig, it was an 18mm bottom bait, not a snot rig. He had a carp of around £5, and he also had a carp of around £6. And I had a £9, 8 ounce carp and a £6 carp, again down the edge. but my left-hand alarm has been playing up today. It just keeps on going off on its own for some reason. I think there's something wrong with the battery or something like that, but yeah, it's a bit weird. I might have to get it rather replaced or fixed. So yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the nuts, to be honest with you. So yeah, the plan for today is I think we're going to go and try a little bit of stalking on bluebow, try a bit of stalking over on the far bank next to the rushes, because to be honest with you, our carp tactics have gone dead. Just nothing's happening. We've put the rods down both margin for about an hour or two now, and just absolutely nothing's happened. We haven't even had a touch, to be honest with you, so I think the reason for that is we most probably overfed the swim, to be honest with you, because we put quite a bit out. So what we're going to, as I said, what we're going to do now is go and try a bit of stalking. We might try a bit of surf fishing. We're just going to go and do a bit of opportunist fishing, basically, and if we see an opportunity arise. But
is that your alarm again?
It's the alarm again. We'll take...
That's full play.
Yeah, stop now. Yeah, so if we see an opportunity, we will take advantage of it and try and use it. So if we see any fish on it, could you turn that alarm off, please, Jay? If we see any fish on the surface, we'll put a few mixes out, try and get them competing for the bait. Or if we see a few fish rustling around next to the rushes, we'll try a bit of stalk, and we're just going to go and have a little look around and see what's what. Basically, I'm going to reel my right hand rod in now, and yeah, we're going to try a bit of stalking. So join us in about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, where we'll be doing some stalking and possibly some surface fishing. So yeah, see you. Alright, so as you can see, I'm on Bluebow Lake now. Jimmy's on it as well. He's just down there fishing, well, free lining with bread, just catching a load of F1s just below the surface. But I've decided to go for a more bigger fish kind of tactic, and I've decided to fish a method that should target the bigger fish. So I'll just quickly show you my setup, and then I'll tell you a bit more about what I'm doing. I've got a 10-foot dwarf rod, which is a 3-pound test curve, Daiwa Megaforce 4000 reel loaded up with 6-pound sensor line. And then the actual business then is pretty, well, really simple. All it is a BB shot, 3 BB, 1.2 gram crystal waggler from Drennan, another BB, a third BB to pin the hook length down and keep out of the way of the feeding fish, prevent them getting spooked from seeing that. And that's coming down to a 2-foot hook length, which is tied with Drennan clear line. I think it's just some sort of subtle monofilament line, I forgot the name of it, and then that's tied hook to nylon to a size 10 wide gate B hook from Corda. And then you've probably guessed what I'm going to be putting around the hook, because I'm using quite a large hook. I am going to be fishing with paste today. I've just brewed some up with some boiling water that I've boiled with the kettle, making it out of Frank's own fishery pellets, so it's come out pretty well, to be fair. I just need to give it another couple of minutes to let the water soak in, and it should be absolutely perfect. You want it to be, well, I want it to be quite a firm paste, because I think it's going to take quite a while to get a better bite, to be honest with you, so I want it to stay on the hook for as long as possible, give the fish more time to pick it up, basically, and it gives me more time to hook into a fish. So yeah, I'm feeding the swim, well, I fed the swim with the same bait mix I fed the swim last night with, sweet corn, 4 mil pellets and micro pellets. And yeah, that's basically my tactics. I'm fishing paste down the edge over micro pellets, 4 mil pellets and sweet corn, because paste is a really good tactic to use if you want to try and target the bigger fish, because it's a large hook bait. And just bigger, well, the smaller fish will get at it, but because it's the large hook bait, there'll be a bit left for when the bigger fish come in. There'll still be a bit left on the hook for the big fish to have. So yeah, you'll get hassled by a few small fish, but eventually the bigger fish will move in and you should get a bigger one. So yeah, that's basically my tactics. I'm most probably going to catch a few small ones, and then eventually the big fish should draw in because of the activity of the smaller fish, push them out. I should get a decent sized carp, but we'll see what happens. Right then, I'm going to get to fishing now. Right then, so we're still on Bluebow. I did a little update video, as you've already seen in the video earlier, saying that I was going to be fishing down the edge of Paste. Again, another change in plans. I'm now going to be having a little match with Jimmy now, because he was catching quite a few F1s free lining. So I've decided to challenge him to a little F1 match. My tactics are pretty simple again. It's just a normal conventional peacock waggler, crystal peacock waggler from Drennan. It's a 1.2 gram waggler, 3 BBs, coming down to a 4-inch hook length, which is £4 line, and then that's tied as a bait band herring to a size, I think it's a size 18 hook. So yeah, basically I'm fishing the pellet waggler, Jimmy's free lining. So yeah, let's see if I can't beat him this time. One on. One on. I know, so don't count. Listen out. Two. I really do wish I had my pole with me, to be honest with you. They're like piranhas, man. What?
Not even a nibble over here.
So not? Come over here then.
Once me and Jimmy had finished our little match on the Bluebell Lake, we decided to move back over to Smoky Joe to again do a little bit of match fishing, but I decided to put a little sneaker rod out down my left hand margin just to try and tempt a bigger fish out before we left. The rig that I decided to use down my margin was just a simple bottom bait knotless knot rig fished in conjunction with an inline lead system, and I decided to wrap a little bit of paste around the bottom bait for three reasons really. One, to make the hook bait more attractive. Two, the paste would leak off a nice scent trail which would help to draw the fish into the swim, and also it was to target the bigger fish because the paste made the bottom bait a little bit bigger, and yeah, that would target the bigger fish. So yeah, I fed the swim with the same bait mix, sweet corn, formal pellets and micro pellets, and yeah, this is how I got on.
Yeah.
Right, so as you can see, we're still doing a little match on the Smoky Joe Lake. I'm trying to remember the last time I update you. I decided to put a rod down the edge on a bottom bait knotless knot rig, and I wrapped the hook bait round, wrapped it a large bit of paste around it, and it's just absolutely roared off, and I'm actually afraid because this feels decent. I mean, it's not acting like a small fish, it's like, oh shit. Yeah. But this is why I come to Astwood for this kind of action. Did you see the bite? Wow, did you hear the bite?
Yeah, I heard it.
Broad on. I need myself in the chin. Oh. Off the dorsal fin. He's not giving up. Hopefully it's a 20. Absolutely cracking mirror carp pulled down the edge on a bottom bait knotless knot rig, which was boosted with a bit of fishery owned paste, and I fed the swim with just fishery owned pellets, and I've been priming it for about an hour now, and yeah, absolutely broad off. So get a picture of this one and then we'll slip it back.
fucking swan. Fuck off. Oh, you need him there.
Oh, that's bloody huge koi. Oh my god, I caught a koi.
They're fucking huge, you liar.
My biggest koi. That's my only koi, if I'm being honest with you. Just give me some comparison. 4.5. No, 4 pounds.
I've got to get in there quick.
2, 4, 6, 8. 4 pounds 8.
You got to be quick, guys. I've got to get this bastard in there before he fucks off and eats all my food. They don't like staying still, do they?
Right, so my first ever koi carp, brightly orange, caught again on a bottom bait knotless knot rig, wrapped with paste, down the edge. This bite was insane. I was helping Jimmy out with trying to catch one down in the rushes, and we just looked back as it was beeping away, and the actual rod ripped around. It was just the bite was just probably the best part of the fish, to be honest with you. It's 4 pound 8 ounces. My first ever koi carp. So I'll start putting this on my table now. So we'll get a few pictures of this beauty, and then we'll try and catch one for Jimmy down the rushes. Right, so Jimmy's just had one down the rushes. I'm going to help him net it now. So let's do that.
Just let the foot go and
You want £5 line?
yeah. Don't take his way out, listen. Don't take yourself out of it.
I know, but I think what the problem is some of the lines got down to the... Oh, I can feel him.
Yeah. He's there.
That's tiny.
No, it's fine.
It's filming everything then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I thought you had the big one that you've been after for an hour or two.
Nah, this one. Well, I don't know. I was after one, but obviously
So,
it's small.
as you can see, it's not the biggest, but still, he's been after that one for quite a while.
I haven't been after this one, you prat.
So,
was after
picture or not?
Nah.
So, last fish of the day, caught on the same spot I've had the 4 fish earlier, down the edge on a bottom bait knotless knot rig, wrapped in paste. Yeah, one sec, I'm just filming.
Right, how do you tie this clutch? Which way is it?
Twist it left.
Left.
Yeah, left.
On now, Pete, jump back.
I'm proud for you, Jimmy. I'm happy for you. Shit. £10. Jimmy's probably had a 15, maybe possibly 20. Right, let's weigh it quickly. Oh yes. 17. No. 16. No, not even 9. £16. 8 ounces. No, you've got too many fingers there. 2 behind. 2 behind. But no, yes, there we go. Bring it down its face. So put it back on the mat. Put it back on the mat and roll your hand down its face. Support the way you pick it up. Yeah, pick it up with its front fin. Now you don't hold it up close enough to your face. That's it. Now both knees up. Yes, Jimmy. Tilt it forward a bit. Okay, so there's Jimmy's carp of 16 pounds 8 ounces. Caught on the same rig as mine. In fact, it was the exact same rig. I gave it to him. I lowered it in for him, and within 20 minutes, smacked off. And I thought it was just foul hooked again, but no, 16 pound 8 ounces. Let's get a picture. Right, so Jimmy's going to put his 16 pound 8 ounce carp back. It's an absolute stunning carp, to be honest with you. Come on.
What size is that fucker?
16 pound 8 ounces. Not far off my personal best, really. Right, lift it up. Let's put him back properly. There's too much water. Let a bit of the water out. Now lift him up, all the way up properly.
Stuck underneath the slab.
Hold him. Okay, up. Smile up. Okay then.